Lively Starfish and Sherlock Starfish here to continue our quilt on red, white, and woohoo. Red, white, woohoo is a quilt that started off as a jelly roll. Jelly rolls look like this. Where do you get these? That's Sherlock. He's making a lot of noise. What we're gonna do today to pick up where we're at, so we've got our blocks, we sewed the diagonals, and we squared these up, which is the secret. The secret to getting things on point and looking fantastic. So if you're like, wait a minute, I don't have one of those squaring blocks. You might want to look into it. Or there's other tools you can use to make things square. All right, so what we're gonna do, because we're, can you see the whole thing? There we go. Okay, so I thought we were gonna do all this last time, but we're not. So we're gonna do it this time. So we've got our 16 blocks. We're gonna sew them first in pairs, then in quads, then in eights, then in one big 16. So let's sew. Yes, love sewing, love sewing. Thank you, all my subscribers. Thank you for liking, thank you for commenting. You got a comment, you got a question, please put it in the comments. I will get to them. And what do you think, Sherlock? Oh, Sherlock says, please subscribe. He needs cookies. Just wanted to show you. So here we are all laid out. I got laid out on the table. Thank you, Sherlock. Got laid out on the table. And red, white, and woohoo is from Star Spangled Beauty. I got this from Missouri Quilt in Hamilton, Missouri, Quilt Town, Missouri. And they sell them online. No, why did you tell me that? I'm sorry. Okay, so we're loaded for bear. Sewing machine set. We've got the top thread is in, the bottom thread is in. We've got our two pieces, this to this, and we're gonna sew right along the edge. And all I'm doing is, as I'm picking them up, I'm folding them over, and I'm keeping that seam over here so that I know exactly where it goes. I'm gonna do this a little bit slower than I normally do with my sewing because I don't want to pick this out again. So I know you guys are used to me like sewing Sherlock, one piece after another piece after another, but I'm going to do block at a time. Because I want to make it straight. So, all right. Next we do ironing. You bet. Quilt, sew, iron, sew, iron, sew, iron, sew, iron. That's also a secret. Yay! How's it coming along? Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Look how the points come together. All right. So we've got the pairs sewn, and we got the pairs sewn up there. Now we're going to do the quads. What I mean, so we're going to sew this one to that one. All right, I'm just going to do it. That's goofy camera work, sorry. All right, so here's what we got. Thank you, Sherlock. We got this guy to this guy, so we've got a pair and a pair, and we're going to sew them together just like that. And then we'll have a quad. So that looks like these on top of each other. Good. The seams are folded the opposite way. It makes it a little bit easier when you don't have so many bumps to go over. And it helps you line that puppy up so that you've got that nice pointy part. So, that's way more important than the ends lining up. The ends are, you know, it's going to be the outside. I like the batting on that. Remember, this is also on the diagonal, so you don't want to do too much stretching. Well, quilts get three-dimensional anyway. Okay. Oh, that feels good. Just, and if you're concerned, like, thank you, Sherlock. If you're at all concerned about, hey, should you be pinning? If you're concerned about should you be pinning, then you should be pinning. I'm okay, but. And you know, right, you ready? 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 Oh, look at that. Yes! Red, white, woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. All right, so now I'll just iron this. All right, so I wanted to show you this one. Thank you, Sherlock. So before I sew along here, I've got both of my seams are ironed the same way. So I'm going to flip the first one the other direction. And to do that, I'm just going to set it down here. Gently, gently. We don't want to be doing a lot of pressing or we don't want to stretching at all with this. So let's get that moved over. All right, we got it moved over, and then we're going to flip it and make sure you got it all over. You can feel it, right? So get that water on there to set it. All right, now, because I've got them going opposite ways, I can get that point really nice. All right, can you see that? This one's going this way, this one's going that way. So nice and flat, so we won't have a weird bumpy part. Okay, so the quads are now sewn, and now I'm going to sew the eighths. So I'll sew these two together, these two together. Okay, so now we have the 2 eighths. 1, 2. And I'll sew this center line right here. Yay! And then you know we'll have a completed quilt top of red, white, and woohoo. Yes! 1 jelly roll, red, white, woohoo. Awesome. Here it is, the last little bit. I know you guys aren't used to me locking the stitch, but that's what I'm going to do. So. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What are we doing? What do you think, Sherlock? You ready? Okay, let me iron it and then I'll show you the whole thing. Wow. Wow, it looks awesome. So we measure now. We are just under 42 inches square. Yay. Now, so there's different things you can do. You're like, but I wanted this bigger. You can always put it back on the diagonal. So if you put it on the diagonal, you could cover a queen size bed. So this would be a blank, or whatever solid that you wanted to use, or whatever fabric that you wanted to use. So I also wanted to show you on this pattern how I knew that I had some blocks mixed up earlier, and that you can see it from the contiguous pattern from the other side. So let me show you what I mean. So if we had the blanket done, and we thank you, Sherlock, and we folded it over, you can see we still have the pattern going on, and we have the pattern from this to this as well. So whoop, this would go here, and this, oh boy, let's see if we can get this going here. This pattern is here, and then this pattern would be the outside corners. Can we see it? Not sure if you can quite see the outside corners would work as well too. So there we go. That's how I knew that I had the patterns mixed up. But there we go. We are now ready for the quilting part, but there, the quilt top is done. Red, white, and woohoo. This is made from 1 jelly roll. What do you think, Sherlock? Is it good? Is it good? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. The quilt top is the best part. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, maybe the end piece is the best part. Or is it the sewing? I don't know. It's certainly not ripping out the stitches, though. All right, thanks for joining me. And I look forward to the next part, which is the turning this into a quilt. There we go. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. See you next video. Bye-bye.